All right, today we're jumping into something really cool. This incredible mashup of ancient history and super high-tech gear. It's a revolution that is totally changing how we find and understand our own past.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if we could explore lost civilizations, map entire ancient landscapes, and uncover secrets buried for centuries, all without disturbing a single grain of sand? Well, this isn't some sci-fi movie anymore. It's the reality of what's called digital archaeology.
So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at why old-school digging itself can actually be a huge problem. Then, we'll get into the awesome new digital toolkit archaeologists are using. After that, we'll see some mind-blowing examples of how they're digitally rebuilding the past. And finally, we'll talk about what all this means for the future of, well, history itself.
Okay, so first things first. Why did we even need this digital revolution in the first place? Well, it all goes back to a big, kind of ironic problem at the very heart of traditional archaeology. Think about it. The moment you dig something up, you're also destroying the context it was found in. You can't just put the dirt back exactly the way it was, right? Every layer you remove is gone for good. Plus, the process is painstakingly slow, and you're only ever looking at one tiny piece of a much larger puzzle.
And this is where the difference is just stark. The old way, it's invasive, it's slow, and it's super limited. The new digital way is the complete opposite. It's non-invasive, it's incredibly fast, and you can survey huge areas, giving you this massive, big picture view without messing up the evidence. So, if digging is the problem, what's the solution? Well, let's dive into the tech that's giving archaeologists what I can only describe as superpowers. Seriously, this stuff lets them see through jungles and even through time itself. First up, we've got something called LiDAR. The best way to picture this is to imagine giving the Earth a CT scan. From a plane or a drone, it fires down millions of tiny laser pulses. By timing how fast they bounce back, it builds a ridiculously precise 3D map of the ground. And the coolest part? The software can digitally erase all the trees and vegetation, showing you exactly what the bare Earth looks like underneath. And if you want to know just how powerful this is, look no further than Angkor Wat in Cambodia. People have been studying this site for centuries, but when they flew a LiDAR scanner over it, boom, they found a gigantic, sprawling city hidden right under the jungle canopy, connecting all the famous temples. It completely rewrote what we thought we knew about the Khmer Empire's scale. Next up is photogrammetry. This one is pure magic. You know how you take a bunch of photos with your phone? Well, imagine taking hundreds or even thousands of photos of an artifact or a ruin from every possible angle. Then, super smart software stitches all those 2D pictures together to create a perfect, interactive 3D model that you can spin around and examine up close. It's wild. And the toolkit is getting bigger all the time. You've got AI that can read ancient damaged scripts. There's something called GIS, which is basically superpowered Google Maps for archaeologists, letting them see ancient trade routes and settlement patterns. And then, of course, you have VR and AR, which let us literally walk through these ancient worlds ourselves.
Okay, so we've talked about the gear. Now let's get to the good stuff, the actual results. These examples really show what happens when you point this kind of tech at the past.
You know, this whole digital shift didn't just happen overnight. It's been building for a while. It kind of started back in the 70s with mapping software. Then in the 90s, 3D modeling became a thing. But it's really in the last 20 years with AI and VR that things have just exploded. Every new tool has been a building block for the next. And the results are just breathtaking. Take Palmyra's Arch of Triumph, which was tragically destroyed. Using photogrammetry on thousands of old tourist photos, they were able to digitally bring it back to life. Or at Machu Picchu, LiDAR peered through the forest and found entire agricultural terraces nobody knew were there. And get this, AI is helping piece together the Dead Sea Scrolls, figuring out how thousands of tiny, ancient fragments fit together like the world's hardest jigsaw puzzle. But this tech isn't just locked away in a university lab. It's being used to bring history to all of us. A fantastic example is the I Am project. Here, you have 7 different countries around the Mediterranean working together using augmented reality to make their historical sites interactive and accessible for everyone. So what does that actually look like? Well, in Lebanon, you can hold up a tablet at the ruins of Byblos and see the ancient city rise up before your eyes. In a museum in Jordan, you can point your phone at an exhibit and watch it pop into 3D. And in Egypt, they've done these massive 3D light shows on the Library of Alexandria. The key here is that it adds this amazing new layer to reality. It doesn't try to replace it. Okay, but it's not all easy. Like with any huge technological leap, these powerful new tools bring with them a whole new set of really tricky questions and some serious challenges we need to figure out. And this is maybe the biggest philosophical question of all. That digital reconstruction of Palmyra's arch, is it real heritage? Is it an active preservation? Or is it just a digital fake, a really convincing copy? There's a huge debate around this, and honestly, there's no simple answer. And the list of dilemmas goes on. Like, how do we make sure all this digital data is even accurate? How do we store it so it doesn't become unreadable in 10 years? Who legally owns a 3D scan of a country's national treasure? And maybe most importantly, how do we prevent this from becoming a tool only rich countries can afford, creating a kind of technological colonialism?
So what's next? Well, the future is looking even more wild. People are talking about using blockchain to track ancient artifacts and stop looting. Imagine walking into a museum and having a conversation with a hologram of a Roman emperor. Or how about an AI that sifts through satellite data and ancient texts to predict where the next lost city might be hiding? It's coming.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's all about finding a balance. The goal isn't just to chase the shiniest new technology. It's about using these incredible tools in a smart, ethical way that includes everyone to make sure we're preserving our shared global heritage for all of us.
Because in the end, what we're really seeing here is more than just a new set of tools. It's a fundamental change in our relationship with the past. This technology isn't just showing us history anymore. It's changing how we find it, how we save it, and how we experience it forever. And that changes everything.